There have been violent confrontations between detainees and guards at the U.S. prison at Guantanamo Bay. The U.S. military says it tried moving inmates into separate cells on Saturday. The prisoners had covered security cameras and blocked windows. Military officials said the detainees used improvised weapons to prevent themselves from being moved. Let's cross over to Carlos Warner in Washington. Carlos is an assistant federal public defender who's representing 11 Guantanamo detainees. Good to have you with us on Al Jazeera. So the military over at Guantanamo is saying that by isolating the detainees, what they were trying to do is break up the hunger strike that's been going on since February. Is that how you understand the situation to be?
No, in fact, the military is not saying that. What the military is saying is that they did this violent attack, I'll call it, for the purpose of the men's safety. So the military said that it was an unsafe situation, that there wasn't cause to break the strike. They thought that some individuals may not continue to strike now that they've been isolated. But let me tell you, because I've been there twice since the strike began, this will drive their resolve deeper. This will cause them to strike longer and harder. The military has gone in completely the opposite, wrong direction by taking these steps.
Carlos, is the issue here the hunger strike by the detainees, or is it the mishandling of the Qur'ans that sparked the hunger strike, or is it really the plight of these detainees that are in Guantanamo with no legal process and stuck in limbo? Well,
the search of the Qur'ans sparked the flame. But what is happening here is desperation, and it's because President Obama and his administration has abandoned Guantanamo Bay. There can be no other way to put it. There's nobody in the administration, as it stands today, charged with closing Guantanamo. So President Obama says offhandedly that he's still committed to closing Guantanamo, but nobody's doing the work. The men understand this, and that's what's driving this forward. You have innocent men who've been stuck there for now 11 years, 86 of them, who've been promised release by two administrations, and they're there dying, and they're not going to die quietly. That's what's driving the strike. Certainly, the military could end this strike by allowing the men to voluntarily surrender the Quran. This is something the military has allowed in the past. We're begging the military to take this step to end this crisis. The military, for some reasons, is refusing to do that. And we're asking that President Obama intervene for that solution too. Please order that the men be allowed to voluntarily surrender the Quran to the military so they will begin eating again. Then we can get to work closing Guantanamo.
And what kind of response are you getting from the Obama administration? And where does this leave all the prisoners and the 11 men, your clients, that you're representing?
Well, there's no response from the Obama administration. They say they're monitoring what's happening in Guantanamo, but again, nobody's assigned to close it. So there is nobody I could call in the administration and say, please make a call to Guantanamo. Tell the guard force to allow the men to surrender the Quran so they can begin eating again. So there is no response at all. The important thing is that we need to take this one step at a time. We need the men to start eating again, and then we need President Obama to put his will behind his promise to close Guantanamo.
And Carlos, just finally, let me ask you: how long are the prisoners telling you, your clients, that they will continue to strike for?
They're going to strike until the death. There's resolve. This is the biggest crisis the prison has ever seen. We believe 130 out of the 166 men are striking. Again, 86 of those men or thereabouts are cleared individuals. The military and the administration is playing chicken with an opponent that has nothing to lose. So I believe the resolve is there. It's a dire situation, and I'm afraid for the lives of my clients.
Okay, Carlos, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much. That's Carlos Warner talking to us from Washington.
Thank you.